Scribble. Okay, next topic. Ready? Worst advice that you have ever gotten.
Worst advice I had ever gotten.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Build your own computer. No, I'm kidding.
Go Lucian Thunderlord.
Yeah, there you go. It's actually really strong. I'll go with that. Dang, worst advice?
Here's one off the top of my head. Bang as
What?
many chicks as you can.
Really? You got that advice? I never got
Yes.
that advice.
Oh my god, you didn't live in New Jersey.
You didn't? Yeah,
No.
New Jersey. There you go.
Yeah.
What exit? Bang as many chicks. Who gave you that advice?
Just, I'm like, dude, think about all the dumb things you as a kid are getting from other
I think I
dumb
probably
kids.
did get. I think I probably did get dumb advice like that, but the thing is, it's just I never listened to it. I just like it rolls off. Me,
Sure,
like,
sure.
Sometimes something. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so that wasn't a good. That was a good example. Bang all the chicks in the line.
Yeah.
Um.
Which is like, dude, what? That makes no sense.
Dude, I can't honestly right now. I don't know if you got anything else.
I'm trying to think, like, I am not prepared for this at all. I was too busy building a computer last night, but I was just
Okay,
what I was thinking about is just like there is like, okay, so and this doesn't have to like bang all the chicks, right?
Yeah.
It's bad on just levels that you might say, hey, look, I'm having trouble dating, right? And so this is what I believe is the problem with most advice, and I think it's multifold. And I think bang all the chicks covers most of it. So if you're having dating advice and you're asking a peer, be like, hey man, like, how do you manage to always have someone to hook up with or be with? You know what I mean? Like, I'm having a hard time. And their advice to you is, dude, you just need to go out and you need to bang all the chicks. It's like, there's no.
That wasn't any advice.
There's
like,
no advice, right? There's no context to that. Even if like that was their mentality, it does not. That might be like the quote unquote like goal, but it really isn't the goal, right? Like that might be the facade of the goal, but the goal really is to like, or the reason why you're having that mentality of like just be out there is really just like open yourself up to any and all options and meet people, and like get to know different people so that you learn about how because eventually what our brain is good at is finding patterns and compartmentalizing. So eventually you meet enough people of different kind of genders, race, interests, and all this stuff. You start to accumulate knowledge about what these people like, and you can start putting them in a box. When you meet someone similar, you have a lot of information to go to, so you can start talking to them a little bit about all the previous knowledge that you've built up over the past, so things aren't as awkward, and now you're just more comfortable, which is a key to when you first meet someone, right? Like, this is really the advice you're supposed to be
I can
giving.
just imagine you saying that to the person that said that to you, and you're like, and the person was like, "Whatever, man, just bang on all the chicks."
exactly. But like that's the problem is a lot of advice and this topic came from reading a really great book
Yeah.
called Creative Inc. It is about the CEO of Pixar and how he approached the business side of Pixar and how he was able to take Pixar from a struggling near bankrupt multiple times software developer to a multi-billion-dollar super successful owned by Steve Jobs company that we know today and has since brought its knowledge and its learnings to Disney, and he now also runs Disney. That's why we're seeing amazing features like Frozen and like Wreck-It Ralph and shit like that. So the book covers he never sought out to be management. He was a coder, but he was thrusted into a management role very early on, and it covers a lot about like his dealings with that. And often he's asking these people who like not only are writing books and reading books on management, but like his peers of other management tech companies, and he's like, dude, how do you do X, Y, and Z? And they'll basically just give him something very superficial and just do this, or like just make like that, like beats around the bush, right? And just basically says the idealistic end goal kind of deal. And then what you're left with is something that's oversimplistic, that makes you feel stupid for asking the question in the first place, and it doesn't cover any of the steps on how to take it and this other part, which I think is very important, is it's not with context, right? Or is to say, it's very important to be like, look, this helped in this situation, but other situations could be different, because if someone thinks there's a golden path, like they're gonna just try to force feed
Yeah.
this situation into how they think it should be, and it might just like fall apart. If I think I need to bang all the chicks, I'm going to try to bang all the chicks, right? Like, but what I really
Right.
want to do is build confident and get more comfortable with dating people and knowing different types of people, right?
Right.
So, and then, context is some people are just not interested in having that like discussion or being around, and that's okay. Don't take that personal. There will be like situations where that happens, and then that's the lesson learned. You move on. There's nothing to do with anything you did wrong or anything like that.
Right.
So yeah, like there's just horrible advice out there, and I've gotten advice too from peers in like career and like bosses too, where you're just like, that didn't help me. That didn't help me at all. And it's a situation where it's just so oversimplistic that I just like clam up, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But man, if I could give any advice after going through that, is like take a breather, or and really kind of say it back, and maybe like reframe it. Be like, okay, because the problem I'm having is this. Like, how do I get there? What's the journey to get there? Always remember, like, does that make the journey clear for you to go there? And if it doesn't, ask that question, or like take the time. It's okay to take a week or two and then come back and be like, I thought about what you said, but now thinking about it more,
What you said about banging the chicks, it
Yeah.
just doesn't make any sense.
doesn't make sense. Like, right, exactly. So yeah, that was my rant on advice, and
Gotcha.
bad advice in general. You know, yeah, it could be anything from financial, like savings, or like like your buddy gave you some advice on computers, right? And
Yeah.
and good advice is just that. Is that like it's giving you some of the high level goals with some context on how to get there, but guiding you in such a way that like you feel confident you're gonna figure it out on your own with the shared advice, right? So your friend didn't come in and be like, look, it's so simple. You just build a computer, or like you go online and you find all your stuff. Like, he gave you some tidbits to like go off of,
Yeah.
and helped you along the way. And he also didn't just come in and do it for you. So I thought that would probably would stand
Yeah.
as good advice, right? But I'm sure you've gotten
Yeah.
bad advice. Who told you about I Buy Power, or what did I Buy Power say to you that like made you think that you were getting like the best kind of deal there? Like,
Well, I think they go after basically people who don't know much about computers or how much actually they cost when you break it down, honestly. So I guess I was like, I might have been just looking online, honestly, because I didn't know anybody else that bought from there.
yeah,
And then if anybody else, I learned out later on down the line though, everybody that actually did bought from there, like, yeah, dude, I bought from there too. My computer cost for like whatever, and he's like, and it was a crappy computer. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it wasn't crappy, but
for
I
the
definitely
cost.
could have got a lot more for my money. Like
Yeah.
a lot more. Like $1,200 at the time, I could have got way more than what I got. Like my graphics card even sucked. It was like a little sparkle and had a little fan on like a little chip card. Like
Oh,
that
man.
was my graphics card. You know what I mean? It had no power supply, nothing. I still have it actually. Wish I could show you it.
I've dreamed for a second to want to make a building computer company.
Yeah.
I think that would be somewhat fun.
Well, I advise you to do that. You should do that.
No, I read that there's like, it's just you won't.
It's a bad choice.
Yeah, it's a bad choice.
Really bad
Um,
choice. I thought I had it on.
Did
here real
you
quick.
okay? Did you how about this? Because I feel like this is a great source of just clusters of bad advice. When you were graduating high school,
Yeah.
you have to think about a
Oh,
career,
yeah.
right? You have to think about a career path. You're
That's-
talking to uncles, aunts, friends, random people.
Well, I remember
guidance
I remember
counselors.
I remember specifically at the time there was a ton of recruiters
Uh huh.
for the army coming in. And I remember they even stopped class one time and like we were listening to them for like the entire half an hour. And they were giving you bad advice. And like so like it was going like that on all day and I was just me being the smart ass I am usually. I first was talking to a recruiter, I'm just like because I was saying, it was like, these guys are saying anything they want to say to get you in the freaking army, honestly. So, like, at first they were like, yeah, so who you want to be? And I would just like, I remember I had one friend who was with me, like, 3 of my classes, and we had, like, different recruiters going to different classes and stuff. And I was like, I don't think the army's for me because, I want to be in computer graphics. And he was just like, oh, there's a spot for that. You got this, you can do this inside here and everything. I'm like, oh, really? That's cool, blah, blah. Fast forward, you already know where this is gonna go. Next class, because I'm like, oh, I don't really, and I was like trying to figure out the most ridiculous thing I could say. Like, I just wanted to be like a really good, I want to be a janitor or something like that. I don't know, something real ridiculous. You know what I mean? I forgot what I said, but he was yeah, but you could do that here if you want to. You know what I mean? It's like they just saying anything you can do. Like, and my
That's
friend's
so funny.
cracking up laughing. My friend's cracking up laughing, just like because he knows what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Because I'm just saying that's what they're doing. They're saying anything they can to
To
get
get
you in
you in
there,
there.
and I think that's bad advice. You know what I mean? Just to do something. And
Yeah.
in the morals of these people that are doing this, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys, if you any of you are recruiters out there, but like your guys' morals is shit right now for
Yeah.
like doing that to people. Like, because you're getting people like kids that don't know what they're doing in life or what they're gonna do. You're giving this. I mean, I guess there are some people out there that made a career out of it, but everything, but like it doesn't seem right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem right at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if someone wants to go in the army, they'll go there and do the army, but no one's ever gonna think about that shit. You know, really?
When you say I want to be computer graphics and like we got that for you, like that
Yeah.
response is irresponsible, right? Like the correct response from a professional is going to be saying, "Oh, if you're like if you're serious, you have the money and resources. Obviously, an art school would probably be better serve you.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in computer graphics, also helping serve this country and getting some experience with gun or whatever, you know what I mean? Like training, being with the platoon, like if that excites you, we have that both that package. It might not be the best, but an art school is also not going to have that for you. So if you're interested in this, I would definitely suggest checking that. Like that response is respectable, right? Because you've been
Yeah.
candid with me and you're open about the fact that you don't have the best graphics program, and like you know what I mean. Like programming in general maybe is a better like kind of thing. But you're not going to be doing it for animation if that's what you're interested or like entertainment. You're going to be programming different things for like flight simulators, or maybe you're programming different things for like the Navy. Like it's more very business oriented, arguably more boring, right? But it could be fulfilling to some people. So like that would be a respectable response. But to just like roll over and be like, yeah, no, it's the best. This is the best. We got it. You want to animate Mickey? We got Mickey Mouse in there. We got stickers of Mickey Mouse, man. You can
Yeah.
animate too.
Get a patch on your freaking suit if you want.
I
Something
really
like
want to
that.
be a tattoo artist. Wow, people in the military love getting tattoos. We got a tattoo parlor. We'll get it for you. Yeah, that's terrible.
You get a tattoo.
Yeah.
And you get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't honestly right now. I don't know if you got anything else.
I'm trying to think. Like, I didn't. I am not prepared for this at all. I was too busy building a computer last night. But I was just
Okay,
what I was thinking about is just like there is like, okay. So and this doesn't have to like bang all the chicks, right? It's such,
Yeah.
here's one off the top of my
Right.
head. Bang as
What?
many chicks as you can.
Really? You got that advice? I never got
Yes.
that advice.
Oh my God, you didn't live in New Jersey.
You didn't? Yeah,
No.
New Jersey. There you go.
Yeah.
What exit? Um, bang as many chicks. Who gave you that advice? Dang.
Yeah.
Build your own computer. No, I'm kidding.
Go Lucian Thunderlord.
Yeah, there you go. It's actually really strong. I'll go with that. Dang, where's the advice?
Just I'm like, dude, think about all the dumb things you as a kid are getting from other
I think I
dumb
probably
kids.
did get. I think I probably did get dumb advice like that, but the thing is, it's just I never listened to it. I just like it rolls off. Me,
Sure,
like,
sure.
Sometimes something. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so that wasn't a good. That was a good example. Bang all the chicks in the line.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is like, dude, what? That makes no sense. Scribble, scribble,
Okay.
scribble. Okay, next topic. Ready? Worst advice that you have ever gotten.
worst advice I had ever gotten.